Okay, so I wanted to give a little demo of this new smartdiff tool. Um, so the idea is this is something we can use in the Mosaic project to help like the review process to compare, see what's changing in pull requests. So I have this open to a pull request that's currently open, one that's changing the Firefly rooms to try to improve the visibility. Um, so just you can see how I got here. So this tool is kind of intended to be used from the command line. So you would go into your directory that contains your Mosaic projects. So like I said, I'm thinking of this in terms of like for the Mosaic project, but it could be used for um, any other kind of smart projects. So basically, when you run the tool smartdiff, it's going to like you need to run it from the root of your Git repository, and then it's going to scan for Mosaic project. It looks for the project.xml inside anywhere inside this directory, and then you give it a Git reference. In this case, upstream/main. So what I've done is I've checked out my branch that has the changes with the Fireflies, and then I'm comparing it with upstream, the upstream main. So and it will show us like the rooms that have a difference. And so there's a bunch of like keyboard shortcuts here. So you can right now this is showing the working copy, and you can press R to show the Git reference, which is the upstream main. So you can just keep switching back and forth between those to see what's changing. Also, you can press D to show the difference. So that will highlight all the pixels in white that are different to just help you spot the changes. So you can see it's just these three tiles that are changing here. Just making this one's just kind of a minor thing, but it's trying to make the platforms be consistent. This is maybe not the most important platform, but it's just kind of nice to have it be the same as the others. The blue here will get dark much faster. Like after you kill like 2 fireflies, it's probably going to be hard to see. After 3, it's probably completely black. Um, anyways, so then you can move through here. So you can like click on a different room and see what's going on with this one. So yeah, it's kind of easiest to see like like if you don't know what you're looking for, you can switch back and forth between these and not even notice what's changing. But if you look at the delta, like it's easy to see that it's these bricks on the wall here. So this they just had like a sharp edge. So you can also zoom in. You can plus like a plus to or equals to zoom in. You can see these have a sharp edge, which gets fixed here. Um, and then Metroid habitat. So these were like little pipes, and those little pipes just got dark a little too fast. I think the CRE blocks look nice too. Like normally CRE isn't used much in this theme, but this room already has a ton of CRE, like with the grapple blocks and the spikes. I think it kind of just like fits nicely. Just keep these vanilla. Um, Outer criteria. So this is the Greenburn Star Firefly room. Um, the this outer criteria rock stuff just gets dark too fast. And so the idea here was to switch it to the um, the water style, which we usually this is just used for water rooms. It is used in some other places in Mosaic, like Terminator Room is done with this style. So I think it's okay to do some rooms like this. The Firefly rooms, it just helps it not get so dark so quickly. Um, these platforms still get dark faster than the vanilla stuff. Um, and these pipes just add a little better visibility. These will stay bright. These actually will stay brighter a little longer than the vanilla. Like you can still see them pretty clearly after 4 fireflies are killed, whereas vanilla 4 fireflies you can barely see. It's just like faintly flashing. So these actually the pipes actually have a little better visibility than vanilla, whereas these have a little less. But I think it's kind of it's a reasonable balance. Like there's not really a material in the outer criteria theme that we can use that's like exactly matching what vanilla is like here. But this is like gets us a lot closer from this. This like everything just gets too dark too quickly, which this room is not as big a concern as like the X-ray gauntlet, the red Star fireflies, because this room is like not as risky to navigate. But But if you are like trying to farm the fireflies as you're moving through the room, especially left to right, like it will be a problem. Like once you start getting to like this part of the room, if everything is completely black, trying to get across these platforms is kind of still a problem. Um, yeah, so that's kind of the motivation for that change. And then, yeah, pink run star, this is just changing some of these to pipes, um, which I actually think kind of, I don't know. I think it looks okay, but yeah, again, just trying to bring a little more balance. This is again like a little more visible than it would be in vanilla, and these are still a little. I think they're a little bit less visible. Yeah. Um, Upper Norfair. Yeah, this rock stuff is completely black after 4 fireflies are killed. Whereas vanilla, you can still see it faintly flashing like after 4 are killed. And these blocks are like that. You can still see them after 4. Um, so like this technically has a little bit less visibility than the vanilla room because like you can only see these ones after you kill 4. But I think it's kind of enough. Like if you can see these ones, like you can kind of infer where these 2 platforms are. It's maybe a little more difficult, but like um, it's not too big of a deal, I don't think. Okay, and then another like Red Burn Star Fireflies one. Yeah, okay, this was using kind of like this West Meridia stuff here. These like bubbly platforms. Um, yeah, so it's just changed to CRE blocks. I think the CRE blocks, it's much closer aligned to like in terms of the level of visibility. These ones get dark too fast. I don't remember exactly what it is. If it's after 3 or 4 fireflies, that it's completely black. But in vanilla, you should still be able to see these even after 4 fireflies are killed. So after 5 fireflies are killed, it's always going to be completely black. But and that's fine already across themes. But after 4 are killed, you should still be able to see these platforms pretty clearly to be able to jump navigate across them. And that's not the case with this with the West Meridia platform. So those kind of needed to change. I think they look nice again because like again, there's like lots of CRE in this room, and the CRE blocks work well with them. Dragon Rock, Rock ship theme. So this one's probably harder to spot what's changing here. So you can look at the delta here. You can spot that there's the little change to this little wire thing. This thing is actually just in the wrong layer. So if we look at like yeah, so what's in the upstream right now, it just has this little piece of wire in layer 1. It should be in layer 2. So this is putting it onto layer 2. Yeah, another thing I didn't mention is you can highlight the transparency. So you can press T to toggle highlighting transparency versus just by default, the transparency is going to show as black in the background, which is how it shows in a game. But you can press T to highlight the transparency, which can be useful for like spotting mistakes. Yeah, and then you can toggle the different layers, which of course the layer 1, layer 2. Normally layer 2 is like background, but in the Firefly rooms, like the layer 2, most of the rooms on layer 2. And then X-ray gauntlet. Yeah, let's see. So this one was kind of tricky. I didn't want to use the CRE blocks here because Rexship has 2 different states, right? The power off, power on state, and in the power off state, everything is darkened. And the Firefly effect, we have like the special code in the area effects.asm to reduce the darkening of the Firefly effect. However, there's not a dark version of the CRE blocks, and so if we use CRE blocks, then when the ship was powered off, the CRE blocks like wouldn't darken completely, so that wouldn't be good. So we have to use some. I mean, we could make some kind of custom CRE block that does darken, but I don't think it would really look good. Tried to stay with the idea of using like the wreck ship themed type platforms, but the idea of switching to these ones is these ones they have more white on them. And if you look at where the white is, so these original ones only have a single pixel of white in the top and left corner, which is kind of like basically those 2 pixels are the only pixels you're going to see after you've killed, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 fire fleas. Um, and that's just not very nice to try to like navigate based on like these 2 pixels in the corner. These ones, like the pixels, you'll see like I think 6 white pixels here, 2 on the top on each side and 1 on the bottom, and it's kind of more clear where the platform is. Like seeing that as a player navigating the room, I think it just works a lot better. Um, anyways, so that's this pull request. So hopefully you can see like how using the tool makes it easier to like navigate and see what's going on in the room. Anyways, yeah, you can find me on the like anyone watching this has questions, you can find us in the Map Rando Discord, the Mosaic retiling channel if you have any questions about it.